Hi, how are you? Welcome once again to the Blossoms of Savannah. I haven't forgotten. We are going to do all the chapters till the end. And then from there, possible essay questions and exam style questions, and of course, sample responses. The narration, don't forget, is done by Tabiga Sherlock. Chapter 15, The Real Olarinkoi. Chapter 16, Help. Chapter 17, The Promise. So these three chapters I'm going to handle them at a go, and then we'll be left with a couple of chapters that we'll have to look at maybe probably in the next video session. So stay put. So therefore, chapter 15, we start with chapter 15, The Real Olarinkoi. After sugarless breakfast served by a kind-hearted old woman, Resian and Olarinkoi gets into a pickup to start their journey to Minik's ranch. The old woman gives Resian a leso and a blanket to cover herself with. At the beginning, she is very optimistic and happy that finally her salvation has come. Later, the hot weather and the bumpy ride makes the journey very uncomfortable while dust flies, mosquitoes, and the fear of wild animals hunt along the way. On the way, Olarinkoi is aloof. He does not communicate with Resian, but this does not bother her, for her focus is to reach the ranch and meet Minik, her mentor. The pickup stops outside a mud-plastered house with a rusty tin roof, and Olarinkoi orders her to alight. He orders her to follow her into the desolate house, which has 2 rooms. Olarinkoi brings several foodstuffs that he had brought with him in the pickup, rudely gives Resian several instructions on how to cook a meal and live in a huff. Soon, she falls asleep and dreams where she meets Minik, who promises to enroll her as a student at Egerton University and protect her from FGM. Her dream is interrupted by a loud bang on the door by Olarinkoi. He reprimands her for not cooking food and tells her she is his wife. He proceeds to take her by force, and a struggle ensues. Resian bites his thumb, and in defense, he hits her on the ribcage, making her pass out before proceeding to rape her. When consciousness returns, Resian realizes that she was in a bed covered with bloody rags and naked. She begins to have recollection of what happened but cannot go beyond. Biting Olarinkoi's thumb, that is biting Olarinkoi's thumb. She faints again and sees alternating images of both Olarinkoi and Olosidori. When she regains consciousness, she notices another woman who she had been seeing in her hallucinations in the room. The woman is called Nabaru and is the nurse that has been treating her. One evening, after she is able to walk on her feet, Olarinkoi's mother comes and admonishes her for biting her son's thumb and abuses her for being uncircumcised. She reveals that she intends to have her circumcised after recovering, and that she and Olarinkoi will go to Tanzania to start their marriage. The nurse comes when she is deep in thoughts and tells her that Olarinkoi's mother is an Enkoiboni, a prophet, and had prophesied that her son would bring one of Olekailo's daughter. Olarinkoi's mother is an Enkoiboni, a prophet again, and had prophesied that her son will bring one of Olekailo's daughter home, circumcise her, and make her his wife. The nurse tells her that she has admired her courage and is ready to help her out in whatever plans that she has. The news gives Resian a new surge of hope. Chapter 16. Chapter 16 is about help. What kind of help is this? So Resian has a life full of torment at Olarinkoi's home, from insects, reptiles, as well as from the old Engoiboni. The Engoiboni has a lot of bitterness directed to the well-to-do in the society, such as Olosidori, Nabaru. Nabaru informs Resian. Nabaru is this helper who comes in handy. Nabaru informs Resian that she is under a lot of pressure from Engoiboni to have her recover so that she can undergo the initiation ritual. Resian pleads with her to take her to a Makerere ranch, which Nabaru agrees to. When her health improves a little bit, Resian starts venturing out of the homestead. She keeps the company of some 2 young women who were married earlier. Olarinkoi reappears after disappearing for several days and tries to ask for forgiveness from Resian, and even assures her that he would never molest her sexually again. He discloses that they plan to have her circumcised in 2 days' time so that he can marry her. After the revelation, Resian realizes that her only hope is in Nabaru. She waits for her eagerly but does not come that evening. She has a dream in which she fights the Enkamuratani who wants to circumcise her. Engoiboni, and when she is about to attack Nabaru, her dream is cut short by somebody calling out her name. So Resian at first is unable to stand to open the door for Nabaru, but after great effort she reaches the door and opens it before collapsing. Nabaru administers some medicine through her mouth and she regains consciousness. The two women escape from the advancing Engoiboni, Olarinkoi, and the Enkamuratani. As they walk to the main road to board a lorry, they experience a big challenge: the heavy rain. Olarinkoi catches up with them as the lorry is about to leave, exchanges assaulting words with the two women before leaving him standing in the rain. Finally, they reach the sheep ranch where Minik Ene Ngoitoi is the manager. That is the name of the Emakererei. Minik Ene Ngoitoi. And the place where she so longed to go. Resian is very grateful for Nabaru's sacrifices to save her from Olarinkoi, saying that only God could repay her for her love and kindness. 3 motorbikes catch up with them as they wait for their lorry to cool down. One of the riders is Minik, who also recognizes Resian, having seen her pictures in the papers which advertised her disappearance and promised a big reward to whoever would find her. Minik orders the driver to take her to the farm so that they can talk more. Resian is now towards the end of a torturous journey, homestretch, as the lorry heads to the station. And now, chapter 17, the promise. The promise. Resian finds Minik sitting on the veranda of her spacious house, and therefore she is awed by her presence, for she reminds her of her high school principal. She welcomes Nabaru and Resian into her glamorous and elegant house. After bathing, she tells Minik the events leading to her present state. She discloses that she has always admired Minik, wanted to meet her, and wanted to study veterinary medicine, which Minik herself did at Makerere University. She also tells her that she would like to join her in the fight against FGM. Minik observes that some cultural practices like FGM and Emwata had outlived their usefulness and should cease being part of Ma's culture. Nabaru promises to join Minik in fighting the practice. Minik also promises to have Tayo and Resian enrolled at Egerton University, their lifelong dream. She also promises Resian a scholarship and gives her a fully furnished house and a job in the ranch for the duration that she would be studying at the university.